Even when we are perfectly still or asleep, our bodies fight a constant battle against physical breakdown. To stay alive, organisms must continuously move molecules around to repair their internal structures. The jobs that perform this relentless maintenance are collectively called life processes. They fall into four main categories: nutrition to acquire fuel, respiration to extract energy from that fuel, transportation to move materials around the body, and excretion to clear out the resulting waste. The entire system starts with nutrition. Because the energy required to prevent our bodies from deteriorating comes from our environment, nutrition is simply the process of transferring an energy source, what we call food, from the outside world to the inside of an organism. Every living thing on Earth faces this exact same energy requirement. How they solve it, however, depends entirely on their biological complexity. A single cell can absorb nutrients straight through its membrane, while a highly structured multicellular organism requires specialized, dedicated organ systems. Green plants bypass the need to hunt or gather by acting as autotrophs. They solve the energy problem by manufacturing their own food directly from raw, inorganic materials found in their surroundings. Through photosynthesis, they pull in carbon dioxide and water, and then use sunlight captured by a green pigment called chlorophyll to drive a chemical reaction. This process converts those simple ingredients into energy-rich carbohydrates. This animated diagram shows the mechanical gates that make this possible, the stomata. To let carbon dioxide in, these surrounding guard cells absorb water and swell, forcing the pore open. When the plant needs to conserve water, the cells shrink, pulling the pore tightly shut. Plants produce carbohydrates constantly during daylight hours, often making more than they can use right away. They pack away this surplus energy in the form of starch, creating an internal reserve they can tap into whenever immediate photosynthesis isn't an option. By pulling carbon from the air and energy from the sun, the autotrophic strategy turns a plant into a self-contained production facility, independent of other biological consumers. Organisms that cannot make their own food are called heterotrophs. These life forms must navigate their environment to find and ingest pre-built complex organic substances. Many rely on a holozoic mode of nutrition. This means they consume whole, solid food items from the outside and then break them down chemically inside their own bodies. This video visualizes an amoeba demonstrating this process at the microscopic level. It extends finger-like projections called pseudopodia to surround a food particle. The cell membrane then fuses over the top, creating a distinct, temporary stomach known as a food vacuole where digestion occurs. Other single-celled organisms use slightly different mechanics. The paramecium, for instance, maintains a rigid shape and uses tiny hair-like structures called cilia to sweep food particles toward one designated intake spot. These direct absorption methods work exceptionally well for microscopic life, but as an organism scales up, simple diffusion fails to reach internal tissues. Multicellular life requires an active transport network to bridge the gap between the surface and core. As shown in this NCERT text documenting the human digestive tract, our bodies rely on the alimentary canal. This is a specialized, continuous biological tube stretching all the way from the mouth down to the anus. The processing begins the moment food enters the mouth. Teeth handle the mechanical crushing, breaking the food into smaller pieces. Simultaneously, salivary glands release saliva containing an enzyme called salivary amylase, which immediately starts chemically breaking down complex starches into simpler sugars. Muscles in the canal wall contract rhythmically to propel the food forward. This wave-like action, called peristaltic movement, ensures the contents successfully reach the stomach regardless of gravity or orientation. This diagram illustrates the chemical environment inside the stomach. Gastric glands embedded in the stomach wall unleash hydrochloric acid. This highly acidic medium serves a specific purpose. It creates the exact conditions required for an enzyme named pepsin to activate and dismantle complex protein chains. All of this intense crushing and acidic dissolving in the upper digestive tract is necessary preparation. The stomach reduces the food to a usable state for the most critical phase of human nutrition, pulling the raw materials into the body itself. The food passes next into the small intestine, the site of complete digestion. Here, the remaining complex carbohydrates are fully converted into glucose, proteins are broken down into amino acids, and fats are dismantled into fatty acids and glycerol. To achieve this, the small intestine relies on fluids from two nearby organs. The liver secretes bile juice to neutralize the harsh stomach acid and break apart large fat globules, while the pancreas delivers enzymes to finish the chemical breakdown. This diagram zooms into the intestine's wall, revealing finger-like projections called villi that multiply the absorption area. Digested nutrients diffuse straight through the villi walls and into circulating blood vessels, delivering biological fuel to every cell. Here in the concluding sections of the NCERT curriculum, the underlying thread connects everything. Whether it's through a green plant leaf, a microscopic cell membrane, or a highly complex human intestine, every living organism follows the exact same requirement: